just came in today. Just picked these up. Yeezy Boost 350. I've already fallen in love with the boost on the NMDs, so I am freaking excited about these. Got the Moon Rock. Hello, beautiful. Love this tan color. There she is in all her glory. This makes me really happy right now. I believe it's the Moon Rock. I think it's called Moon Rock, is what this color is. Absolutely beautiful. There you go. Brand new Adidas Yeezy 350 Boost. Alright, what's up guys? Philip Torvik here. So, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick commentary on this workout. It was short and sweet. I did a low amount of exercises. I did 4 exercises, but I did like 5 or 6 sets for each one. So I started out with just a flat bench. I'll talk a little bit about the stability later and how I've been trying to build up my weight, but I started here just making sure I'm opening up the shoulder, pressing all the way up, went straight into parallel bar dips. I focused on my range of motion on this one, making sure that I'm going all the way down just past 90 degrees and then pressing all the way up to the top. You'll notice in this one I've brought my knees forward just a little bit. This forces me to bend over just slightly, putting a little bit more stress on the chest. Moving right along, third exercise, I went into just a seated pec deck fly, open up the chest. I went a little bit heavier with the weight than I normally do on this one, especially towards my last 2 or 3 sets. I'm not sure which set this is, but really focusing on just a slight pause at the back, squeezing at the front, right in the middle there, squeezing just for half a second, and then releasing, making sure I'm controlling the movement, not just letting it fall. Everything's under control, breathing with every single rep. And after this, I'll finish up this set here. I went right at about failure on this last one, barely could pump out the last 2 there. Hit right at positive failure. Alright, last one here, which you can't really see super well, but I did just a rope attachment cable tricep press down. Focusing here on keeping my elbows really tight to my body, not letting them come up to use the lats to pull it down. That's a really, really common mistake. People tend to bring the rope or the bar, whatever they may use, a bit high, utilizing more of the lat than just the tricep. So I really try to focus here on keeping the elbows low, squeezing at the bottom, and then controlling the weight right back down to the top. What's going on YouTube? Philip Torvik with Philip Torvik Fitness here. So one of the things that I've run to quite a bit, not only in just clients as a personal trainer, but I'm going to focus actually on myself for now, and kind of what I'm dealing with. When I first started fitness, I know I've talked a little bit about this, but I really, I lifted stupid. I lifted too heavy and didn't really know what I was doing. This resulted in a lot of injury, and just a lot of strain that shouldn't have been there. So, let me see. Sorry, I'm getting some work done here at the same time. One of the things that I didn't put enough emphasis on was stabilizing muscles. When I did start trying to lift smart, I guess in my mind I thought it was smart, I did everything on machines. And what this did is it took away all my stability. So I mean, and a lot of it was out of fear. I didn't want to hurt myself, and there are some safety things that you can put into place to help you with that. But all of my bench press I would do either on just like an inclined machine or like a Smith machine, things of that sort. And so I really didn't have any stabilizing strength whatsoever. Your scapula is the only thing that's really holding your shoulder onto the rest of your body. That was extremely weak for me, as well as my rotator cuff, my posterior deltoid, all that stuff was extremely weak, and all of that's really what's holding all of this in place. We think or most people think just to bench press, you just keep bench pressing, you start adding on weight. There's a lot of other things that go into play when you're trying to increase your bench press. So a couple months ago, really, I would say 4 to 6 months ago, I just started over, ground level. Was bench pressing maybe about, let's say, 100 pounds, something like that. I mean, for most people that would be watching this, you might say, wow, that's absolutely nothing. But to me, that's what I needed to do. I needed to start over. I needed to increase the strength in all of the stabilizing muscles surrounding my shoulder, you know, my scapula, my deltoids, my rotator cuff especially. I've made sure that I keep that warm throughout my exercises. But I'm obviously increasing strength in my chest as well, because, you know, on a Smith machine, even though I still didn't have that strong of a bench press, you know, I really was just starting out. I was doing like 225 for, let's say, 9 to 10 reps on a Smith machine. And so when I took that away and I started, you know, focusing on stabilizing, and I went to just a straight barbell on a rack, I realized very, very quickly how weak those muscles were. But if you do not increase the strength in your stabilizing muscles, you're just asking for injury. Especially in your rotator cuff, your shoulders, you'll start feeling a lot of pain in your anterior deltoid as it's pulling the other direction. I had a lot of clients that have felt a lot of, even just in a pain, or whether it's barbell, dumbbell, machine, it doesn't matter when they're pressing. Even in push-ups, they have a lot of pain in the front of their shoulder. A lot of that is from, you know, overcompensating in different areas when trying to bench. So right now I've built up my weight to, I think it's about 155 for 8 to 10 reps, which again, for most people, that doesn't seem like a lot of weight. It's fairly low, but I'm safe, which is a big deal for me. And I'm doing what I'm able to do at the state that I'm in, because I know those stabilizing muscles are weak, and I'm focusing a lot more on the mobility and the stability of those muscles, because they were very weak for a long time, and I'm just now within the last 6 months or so really focusing on building strength in that area. So I encourage you, if you are trying to increase your bench, don't just bench more. I mean, I can't tell you how many articles that I've read from, I mean, even big fitness people, you know, influencers and stuff, that have just said, if you want to bench more, you know, I mean, they kind of take the idea, like, if you want to run more miles, run more miles. You know, if you want to run faster, you got to keep running. It can be different. It's not always that simple. So if you are trying to increase your bench, you know, things like grip strength do play a big part in that. Obviously, the strength of your chest muscle, which is, you know, largely what's being worked the most, the chest and the tricep are being exhausted as well. That does matter. Obviously, that's the muscle that you're really trying to work and to gain size in. But if you don't stabilize at the same time, you're going to be in a world of hurt. You're gonna end up injuring yourself. So I would encourage you, if you are trying to increase strength in your bench press, which is what I'm trying to do right now, even though I'm still at the early stages, I would suggest focusing on some stabilizing exercises, at the very least kind of as a warm-up, and then maybe at the end as well to burn out. But make sure you stabilize. Start small if you need to. Don't be so prideful to where you just go into it headstrong, trying to prove yourself in the gym. Don't do that. It's not worth it. Slow it down, take off some weight, and make sure you're stabilizing properly, and I promise you to see some pretty good results. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and like this video, and I'll talk to you guys later.